Hello gamers, geezers, and everyone in between. I'm Greyhawk, and welcome to the Geezer Gamer. Today we're going to review and compare Battlefield 6 versus Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Now at first glance they look similar, modern settings, high budget, and many multiplayer modes. But for us adults with day jobs and limited leisure time, these two shooters make very different promises. You need to know which one will fit the playstyle of a gamer of your advanced age. So the answer is going to come down to core design philosophy and what best matches your playstyle. Black Ops 7 is doubling down on high-velocity mechanics, speed, and individual mechanical skill, while Battlefield 6 is aiming for strategic depth, slower pacing, and teamwork. We're going to break down the key differences between these two AAA titles so you can make an informed decision for yourself.
Not a bad start.
Let's get started. The fundamental interactions in a first-person shooter, moving and shooting, determines how accessible it is, and the differences between these two games is pretty huge right now. Black Ops 7 features their Omni-Movement mechanic, which was introduced last year in Black Ops 6. This system lets players sprint, slide, and dive in any direction, forward, backward, or sideways. And this year they added wall bouncing. This means you can chain together some pretty insane movement, and if you watch some of the COD League pros, you won't believe what they'll be able to do. The problem for the Geezer Gamer? Well, tracking a target that can slide cancel backward after they just bounced over your head can be rough sometimes. This can leave the more casual among us as fodder for those who have mastered the movement. Yeah, not me, but some of those among us. Anyway, Battlefield 6 is the complete opposite. The movement system is far more realistic and the speed feels more grounded. Slides are used for getting to cover, not always initiating engagement, and there are penalties if someone tries to snake by repeatedly spamming a crouch. The game wants you to commit to your choices. Player movement is more predictable, which allows for pre-aiming and positioning rather than always having to have lightning reflexes. So for movement and pace, I think for most older gamers, the pace of Battlefield is going to be more suited for how folks play. That said, there are those among us that like the gunplay that Call of Duty offers. If you've been playing COD for years, you aren't going to have a problem with these mechanics. Now let's talk about the dreaded skill-based matchmaking, or SBMM. Skill-based matchmaking is where a game will try very hard to pit you against people of the exact same skill level as you. The problem some people have with this is that there's never an easy gunfight. You're always playing people just as good as you instead of randomly coming across another player you might be better than. The better you get, the better the competition becomes, and some people feel that they never get ahead. In Black Ops 7, SBMM is a primary point of contention right now. This year, Treyarch has said that they mostly removed it, and in the beginning it really felt that way. You would get some lobbies you would destroy, and others you yourself might get walloped in. Recently, it's felt more like SBMM is getting stronger again. Now here's the thing. I myself don't mind playing other people of my skill level. I'd actually rather not end up in a lobby with a COD pro that mops the floor with me. But, do I mind losing a gunfight to another user with the same skill level? Not really. So your mileage may vary here. They also have a playlist where there is skill-based matchmaking and it's enforced. So look for that if you would prefer to go up against other similarly skilled players, even though the core ones still seem to have it heavily right now. Now soon, ranked mode will come out, and then you will really be ranking up and going against other players of your similar skill. Battlefield 6 uses a different philosophy. Because the matches are massive with up to 64 players, strict SBMM is less effective and less oppressive. The whole pool of players is diluted by the sheer volume of average participants. And if you really want to avoid tryhards, DICE introduced Casual Breakthrough, a mode with bots that allows players to engage in large-scale combat where individual mistakes are less punishable. The community tends to call this Dad Mode, and we've called it Geezer Mode, and honestly I kinda love it. It allows you to unwind, warm up, or rank up your guns without having to care too much. You can find my first look at Casual Breakthrough here on the channel. There will be a link in the description. Now, if you want to talk about voice lobbies, let's just say that Call of Duty is way more of a cesspool than Battlefield. You are far more likely to be verbally assaulted by slurs in a COD server than you ever will be in Battlefield. Maybe the demographic just skews older, so there's some more maturity, I don't know there. That said, speaking on mic in Battlefield is generally rewarded, where in COD, not so much. So for how sweaty the gameplay can get and what you might hear in chat, I think Battlefield 6 wins because SBMM really isn't a factor, and the voice lobbies are generally more pleasant to deal with. How long it takes to kill an enemy in-game can vastly change how it feels to play. Black Ops 7 leans towards a very fast time to kill, or TTK. Close-range SMGs can drop you in a heartbeat, and the assault rifles are even better. If you're caught off guard, you're likely just dead no matter how good you are. Battlefield 6 features a slower, more forgiving TTK. Guns take much longer to kill. This grants you a split-second opportunity to seek cover when the bullets start flying. Firefights last longer, and the skill expression is more subtle. It's about suppression and crossfire timing rather than just tight duels. Now in Call of Duty, I can bounce off a wall, slide into a hardpoint, hit a 4-piece, and claim the hill. Now you can't just Leroy Jenkins yourself in there like that in Battlefield. The other 3 players would kill you by the time you finished your first kill. As for the gunplay itself and how the guns are to shoot, both feel really great, seriously. You can go into the firing range and both games and test them for yourself. Now there's one big difference, and that is weapon bloom. In Battlefield, guns will have bullets stray off course a little bit the longer you hold down a trigger, which is pretty realistic to be honest. To get better aim, you tend to burst fire in Battlefield. Now when it comes to Black Ops 7, with the right attachments, some of those guns are basically laser beams. The aim doesn't move, and with a short time to kill, you can just mow down several people quickly. So for gunplay and time to kill, once again, this kind of comes down to personal preference. If you want fast-paced gameplay and tons of kills to get that rush, BO7 makes the most sense. If you don't want to kill and die so quickly, then Battlefield is a much more chill and strategic experience. This one is definitely personal preference because these two could not be more different in their skins and camos philosophy. Call of Duty is known to sell pretty much any pop culture skins you can think of. BO6 included Beavis and Butthead as well as Jay and Silent Bob, Snoop Dogg, Nicki Minaj, and others have all had skins you could play with over the years. I've loved running around as Jay and hearing his catchphrases all day long. Now, the same goes for skins on the guns. You can find all sorts of amazing animated skins with cool weapon effects, bullet tracers, and death effects. I have to admit, they can be pretty fun. And prepare to see a lot of weed-themed skins if they continue to follow the Black Ops 6 formula. Now, Battlefield, on the other hand, keeps everything grounded in what you might actually see in real life. As such, they can kind of be boring as hell. It turns out the Battlefield community loves boring as hell, though. There was a huge controversy over a skin that was, too blue? So, if you don't want to break immersion and you want that realism, then Battlefield is for you. If you prefer wildly different and flashy skins or really want to declare your love of weed, then COD is more your bag. Now, in both games, you have tons of challenges you complete to get to things like skins and camos while also progressing your weapons. In fact, the whole camo grind is a huge draw for some people who just want to collect all the cool camos that you can show off in game. The grind can be kind of a slog in Battlefield, though. It's very slow going, and then some of the reward camos don't really look all that different from all of the other camos. Same with the weapon progression. It seems to go much faster in Call of Duty than in Battlefield. And then at the end of it, you get more flashy items on the Call of Duty side. So if you're looking for that dopamine hit, completing challenges, and you like showing off the rewards, I think Black Ops 7 does a better job. That said, there's still a lot of satisfaction in completing the challenges in Battlefield as well. Since they do tend to take longer, it really does feel good to complete those. So on the skins and progression grind, it really comes down to how you feel about rewards you get from challenges. If you just want to hop on and grind out your daily challenges and get some cool skins and camos, COD wins here. And there's a lot more variety of the camo grind. It's something that brings people back year after year. Now, Battlefield's challenges take much longer to complete and don't really reward you with as much overall. But there are a much wider variety of challenges because many are tied to the class you choose to play and the skills you use within that class. You have challenges to revive people when you're a support class, to hit long sniper shots as a recon class, fix vehicles as the engineer, and many more. You don't have to just get kills. So if you want to be rewarded for objective work, Battlefield's your best bet. When it comes to contributing to the team, a player who's not running around killing people like a ferret on meth can still top the scoreboard in Battlefield. Not quite so much in Call of Duty. You can also have a ton of fun and satisfaction in Battlefield by reviving teammates, repairing and driving vehicles, or spotting enemies with a drone. The game emphasizes teamwork and support roles. This design philosophy ensures you're never punished for playing poorly from a kills-only perspective if you focus on the objective and the team. This is really the killer piece for us geezers. We can play pretty much any way we want and still contribute to wins. On the other hand, Black Ops 7 focuses heavily on individual performance and kills. While you can try to support your team in the OBJ, the core loop is centered on kill streaks, tight duels, and winning your individual gunfights. One other major difference between the two games are vehicles. There are no vehicles in standard multiplayer modes in COD. On the other hand, you can see troop transports, helicopters, jets, tanks, jeeps, and even golf carts in Battlefield. All of them can be used strategically, and in the hands of a skilled pilot or driver, they can turn the tides of a battle, or at least make you a nuisance deep in enemy territory. So if you want to contribute to the team, other than search and destroy in BO7, there isn't a ton of team play when you're in public matches. Even in game modes like Hardpoint or Control, you'll find teammates pushing when they shouldn't and flipping spawns constantly, throwing random kill streaks and drones, and it can be very hectic. And it can be rather reactive rather than planned out. So I swear, if I get hit by another skewer kill streak, I'm going to lose my damn mind. So in team play, Battlefield wins. The main draw of both of these titles are their multiplayer modes. Both games offer a wide variety to choose from. The main difference is player count. Most multiplayer modes in Call of Duty are 6v6, and this is where they shine. Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, Control, Domination, Kill Confirm, Team Deathmatch, and more. All get good, fast-paced gameplay going quickly. You can get on and hop into a game and get moving almost immediately. Battlefield, on the other hand, caters to a larger-scale warfare at its core. Modes like Conquest and Escalation are staples and can support teams of up to 32 versus 32 players. This means that the gameplay is slower, more methodical, and also, it takes longer to get into a game and get started. When in a lobby, it can take a while for it to fill with players and get moving. So as long as you're patient, this shouldn't be a problem. There is no clear winner here. It really comes down to if you want the large-scale battles of Battlefield, or like the more intimate matches Call of Duty has to offer. So beyond multiplayer, both titles have Battle Royale modes as well. Call of Duty has the long-standing Warzone, while Battlefield just added REDSEC this year. I'll admit, I wasn't always a huge Battle Royale fan, and I didn't like Warzone enough to keep playing it years ago. REDSEC, on the other hand, has been quite a lot of fun, and I've been playing it quite a bit. You can find some gameplay on the channel here, link in the description once again. Now, both games have a campaign, and I have played neither. The consensus is that the Battlefield campaign is kind of lackluster, which means it's kind of par for the course. People expect the campaign to be kind of meh, while the multiplayer is where it's at. Now, people have had more invested in the Call of Duty campaign with all of the lore over the years. With it being a yearly release, you get a lot of backstory, even if it is a little shallow. But this year it apparently went off the rails and leans into the nostalgia by replaying old missions from prior CODs while under the influence of a biotoxin weapon. Basically, you're high as balls and fighting demons while tripping. As you can imagine, this has not landed very well with the community and the reviews are overwhelmingly bad. So neither campaign is really a reason to buy the game, but at least the Battlefield one is serviceable if not spectacular, while the COD one is good for some what the hell moments. Now, let me know in the comments if you want me to play the campaign on stream so you don't have to. Now, each game has an additional ace up their sleeves. Call of Duty has zombies, and Battlefield has Portal. I've never played zombies myself, but from all the footage and streamers I have watched, it's a fun horde mode game type where you have to kill waves and waves of zombies while continuing to power up and defeat bosses. This is another one that I'll have to fire up on stream at some point. Now, Battlefield doesn't have a zombies mode, realism and all that, but it does have Portal, which is a way for users to design their own maps and game types and then be able to host them on servers for people to play them online. It's a huge ecosystem that really deserves its own coverage, but just know that this vastly increases the type of games you might be able to play. So which one is giving you the more value here? Well, they're both full-price AAA titles that cost about $70 for the base game. Both games also have special editions for additional $30 that give you special in-game rewards and skins. Both games also feature a store where you can buy skins for your characters and weapons, along with schematics for new weapon variants. This allows you to get some attachments early while also getting some cool skins. Call of Duty will have the edge here in variety for sure. Now, both games offer free and paid versions of a battle pass as well, so every season you can get a base amount of items for free by completing challenges, or you can fork out even more money for additional rewards and cooler items in the process. So yeah, these games don't end up being cheap. $70 off the rip for the base game, plus paying for a battle pass, plus paying to purchase skins. It can total up, and that's why you might have to choose between the two. Now, one final value proposition is that Call of Duty is included in Game Pass Ultimate from Microsoft. Game Pass Ultimate is a monthly subscription for about $30 that allows you to play a library of games from Microsoft, including Call of Duty on day of release. So if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can install Black Ops 7 and play it included in your subscription. So this might help you make that decision. Or maybe, since you can get Call of Duty included, you can also spring for Battlefield 6. So in the end, I like both games, but for vastly different reasons. Battlefield has those large-scale cinematic battles that at certain times look like they came directly out of a movie, with teamwork that can make for some truly epic gaming moments. On the other hand, I can drop into a match, get those multi-kills while sliding and bouncing around on the map in BO7, and get that dopamine hit almost immediately. I can literally jump on and play 2 or 3 matches and get off after having a blast. I can maybe finish 1 map of Conquest in that time, maybe? Now, the nice thing this year is that both games are good. Battlefield has won the sales war though it seems, and most people are declaring it the winner. Black Ops 7 took a decent game in Black Ops 6 and made it better in pretty much every way. This was due in no small part to Battlefield being so strong this year. It's a shame that the campaign was so bad and received so poorly that it's going to taint Black Ops 7 this year, because it's probably the best COD we've seen in years from a multiplayer competitive perspective. That said, it's pretty much the same game as BO6. Now, if I was forced to pick my favorite, I'd have to go with Battlefield. I feel it's much more geezer-friendly overall, and the user base really does skew a bit older. I found a lot of really cool people to team with, and have been on mic more than I have been in years. So I'm really having fun, and that's what it's all about. I hope this can help you make a decision, and I look forward to seeing you on the battlefield. No pun intended. So please, drop a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you haven't already. It'll help get this channel to other Geezer gamers like you and me. We'll see you in the next one. Maybe I'll see you on the battlefield, rezzing your sorry ass. Till then, GG's.